Good afternoon and welcome to the UPSL Georgia Premier Division and the Spring 2023 season kickoff show. Larry Weaver here alongside the UPSL Georgia Premier Division manager, Andre Bomar. And Andre, thank you for joining me as we're going to get ready to kick off the spring season broadcast.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to opening day today. We got some stellar matches on the cards, and today is no different. A new team out of LaGrange, Legends FC. Very promising start and structure to their team, and of course the reigning regional cup winners and champions, Atlanta Rovers.
And as we witnessed a season so competitive, the leadership board shifted minute by minute in the final matches of the season. Let's take a look back at the fall season.
Yeah, it was something to see.
In the end, Atlanta United Academy finally passed the hurdle and lifted the regular season trophy for the first time. Unfortunately for them, it was not to be for Atlanta United in the playoffs. During an absolute onslaught of a rainstorm in the playoff final, LGSA came away with a victory and moved on to the national tournament. LGSA lost in the first round of an amazing Beeman United from Tennessee. They are the only UPSL team that made it out of qualifying and are now in the 2023 U.S. Open Cup. Beeman United then fell in the playoffs to the darlings of the national playoffs, that being South Carolina United Heat. We had the opportunity to cover their path to the Final Four, and they were an exciting team of the broadcast throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, it really was something to see as the playoffs came about. With LGSA, always a perennial power. Atlanta United Academy, their reputation comes before them, but this is the first time they've gotten silverware in 3 seasons. So they finally got past that hurdle, but LGSA got the better of them in the playoffs and got the furthest out of any team so far. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates to this new spring season in 2023.
And South Carolina United Heat ended up coming up just short in the national finals, losing to Olympians FC with a late winner ending 1-0. Olympians FC were able to take the national trophy along with a nice check back home to Arizona. But repeating as champions of the Premier Division is not a feat yet achieved. We're now in the 5th season of the Premier Division, so they're going to have a hard time to see if they can pull off back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, so I mean, and they've got a target on their backs now. Everybody's going to be looking to knock the team off the perch, and so it'll be interesting. Will they be able to duplicate what they did last season or go from there?
With that being said, we're going to move into the spring season that is the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. We have a bit of changes this season. A few teams out, a few teams in. One of the biggest known teams that are out, Georgia FC, Potros FC, and a team that's been in the UPSL since its inception, that being Seas United FC. That being said, there's also some teams that are back in, Kalanji Profile back in Premier Division. A new team that we're getting ready to see in just a few minutes, Legends FC, brand new team to the UPSL Georgia Division. We'll see what they have to bring to the division. And we also have the returning, as always, LGSA, Atlanta United, Rovers FC, some very stout teams. Who's going to be able to lift the trophy at the end? Who's going to be able to be at the mountain, raise their flag, and say that they are the premier champions and they are going to make their bid to the national championship? We'll find out next when we come back. Your commentators for this match, Drew Dickinson, Stephen Johnson. We'll see you in a minute, mates. Take it away.
Thank you, Larry. As he said, my name is Drew Dickinson, and I'm joined by Steven Johnson. And this is the first edition of the ASMG pregame show. As you all know by now, it is week 1 here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Just give you a quick recap of some games that were played yesterday. Debutant Dalton United took on Kalonji Pro Profile. They ended in a 2-2 draw. And a rematch of last year's playoff final, LGSA. They lost 3-1 to Atlanta United. And playing right now as we speak, FC Birmingham and North Georgia United. But that's just the appetizer. This is the main course, our focus matchup of the week. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Legends FC. Steven, Rovers back-to-back regional cup champs on the outside looking in of the playoffs last season for the national playoffs. Legends FC debutants themselves. What are we expecting today?
I mean, we're going to be expecting a rude awakening and definitely a trial by fire here for Legends FC. I got to give it to you. Legends FC, they passed the eye test. They have the sponsors. They have the kits. They got the beer. But let's see if they have what it takes to hang with a team that's, quite frankly, at the end of that cup final, on fire in Rovers FC.
Yes, indeed. Couldn't agree more. Well, Steven, Rovers come this season with a new coach. We know LGP from Atlanta United helped them lift the 2018 MLS Cup. His brother, Nico Gonzalez-Perez, takes the helm this season, already has a regional cup under his belt. New tactics, new formations, going to be an exciting day for Rovers.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly great company to keep. And, I mean, looking at the work he's already gotten done with this Atlanta Rovers side, as we mentioned before, Rovers are a team on fire. Coming out of that cup competition, they looked like the most well-put-together team defensively, offensively. They just got everything together. But now it's going to see, can they manage the marathon that is a full regular season?
And, of course, Legends FC making their UPSL debut. Don't know what to expect, Steven. So it's really all you can say to that. Still exciting nonetheless for a team making their debut against a team like Rovers FC.
Yeah, I mean, it's always amazing when you have a brand like a Legends FC coming in because you know that they're going to have the resources and they're going to have the passion behind them to make the adaptations they need. I guarantee you they're going to make mistakes here today. There are things they're going to get wrong, but the mark of a great team isn't how you start, it's how you finish. So I'm very excited to see how this team evolves and grows as the season goes on.
Predictions for today.
I think it's going to be 4-1 Rovers. I think that Legends are really going to get hit in the mouth here today with how strong that front five is basically from Rovers FC with those wingbacks coming up. It's going to be a rude awakening, but it's going to be something that Legends FC can go back, learn from, and come back stronger from.
All right, I'm going 4-0 Rovers. You heard it first, the first edition of the ASMG pregame show. We'll be back for walkouts right after this.
The twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
Welcome everyone to Heinz Ward Field. Welcome everyone to Terra Stadium. And welcome to opening week of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. We are live from Jonesboro, Georgia, and business is about to pick up. Hello once again. Thank you so much for joining us here on a cold, frigid St. Patrick's Day weekend. My name is Drew Dickinson, and today I'll be joined by the one and only Mr. Steven Johnson. Our Week 1 focus match of the week, Atlanta Rovers FC taking on newcomers, Legends FC. Steven, what's causing all this?
I mean, everyone's just happy to be back. It is time for the absolutely loaded season to begin here. We got returning faces, new faces, some teams leaving, and those players going all around that league, almost cross-pollinating us with a beautiful bloom coming into the spring.
Rovers FC fresh off the Regional Cup win. They'll be looking to stay hot. Legends FC looking to cement their legendary status early. You don't want to miss this one. We got Rovers FC. We've got Legends FC. Who's going to get to the end of the rainbow first? Find out next right here on the ASMG YouTube channel. And we are back live here at Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. Referees are making their final preparations as these teams have made their final preparations. Steven, we're going to have Legends FC going from right to left in their white tops, and in the all-red kits going from left to right, Atlanta Rovers FC. And we're underway here in Week 1 of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division, the first 45 between Legends FC and Rovers FC. We're going to start in the back with Rennie Matthews. We talked a lot about Rennie in the Regional Cup. I mean, it was perfect, right? Perfect performance, perfect player. Let's even keep that up, Steven.
Yeah, it's exactly what you need out of your defender. You need a reliable pair of boots at the back and a reliable head to clear those balls out. He didn't make a single mistake in the final. I think that was the game changer for him.
Cleared away by Rovers, or by Legends to the feet. Captain Max Clare looks up. He's going to play one of those long balls. He was about 70% with those long balls in the final. He tried to make one early, unsuccessful. Rennie Matthews is going to stop, reset with Cameron Verona. Cameron's going to have the start tonight in place of Jorge Valdivinos. Cameron is a Locust Grove, Georgia native. No stranger here in the UPSL, former Potros team member. Right up your alley, right, Steven?
Yeah, that's right, neck of the woods. Unfortunately, not here, but he's in.
Lopez is inside the 18. Battling, shot on goal, goes across the 18. And nobody is there for Rovers to pick it up.
Let me tell you one thing. The long balls coming out from the fullbacks and the center backs of Rovers are absolutely devastating. It's what they love. They love to get that front five and just keep supplying them with the ball. And that's going to lead to Legends FC playing a very defensive formation tonight, two holding midfielders, and it's going to be very tricky for them to get this ball back in the other phase.
Have Sebastian Lopez making his way back into the starting lineup tonight for Rovers. Sebastian's a hell of a player. Didn't make the roster for the final. Hoping he's okay. Obviously, he's back on the pitch today. Couldn't clear in possession for Rovers. Like to mention, Rovers still missing Ryan Paolucci and Felix Nichols, two of the center back partners alongside Rennie Matthews. But like we said before, new coach, new formation, new players. They got to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking great so far. If this is adaptation, give me more of it. They are very confident in this high aggressive style. I mean, even right now with their ball at the back, 2 plus one midfielder, they've got 5 on this front line, and they're comfortable with it. They're not at risk of turning this over for a counterattack just yet, and it's going to be a real challenge this season for some team to break them down.
You see Manuel Carrillo check back into the defensive third, play it back to Verona. Josh Francombe in possession now for Rovers. Francombe was a 2-year starter with the Atlanta United Academy. Great number 6 here. He's dropping a little bit deeper today. Look to see him play one of those second center backs next to Rennie, Steven.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the recovery that's required because they are a team that's so focused on width. They love to have those fullbacks either be supplying crosses from deep positions or even making it to the byline themselves. Somebody's got to come back, and, hey, holding midfielders is basically playing as a halfback. That's what you need.
Absolutely. And in front of him in that upside-down triangle is, of course, Jair Figueroa-Lopez and Sebastian Montero. Long ball inside the 18 of Rovers, easily picked up by Cameron Verona. Cameron Verona went to Reinhardt College and then transferred to Piedmont College, to where he has all sorts of accolades. So, again, no stranger in between the pipes. Not a bad backup to have for Rovers. Haven't had the word yet on Valdivinos. Hopefully he's okay. Haven't seen him on the bench. McKinnon Clare, Belize International, in possession for Rovers. Lots of space in front. Dancing on the ball. Finds Francombe. Francomb's got... Look at the offside trap that Legends are playing, Steven, and it is like they are holding that midfield line. And behind the defense, here comes Montero. He's got Rodriguez coming down the center. Montero plays it across the middle. Shot on goal, Rovers! Bounces off Rodriguez. Crashing into the 18 was Christopher Derone. Back in possession for Rovers is Matthews. Venezuelan switch fields over to the feet of McCain and Clare. Look at the width that Rovers are using. They're utilizing the width of the pitch. And that's it right there. That's the thing that haunts Rodriguez, Steven, his first touch. If Alejandro can clean that first touch up, he can have 15, 20 goals in this league.
Yeah, but that's actually also a beautiful thing as well. I mean, the good thing for Rivers is that they do have a lot of depth for those attacking options, but you're right. If he can be the one that really brings everything together, that'd be huge for him. You can see this ball come right in the center. Rodriguez, he doesn't know the man's coming. He thinks the ball played behind him to him, but it's actually coming to that midfield, rushing in at the very end there. So unlucky to say the least, but I mean, I have no doubt that is not the last attack we're going to see out of Rovers today.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Austin Anderson in possession for Legends. Nice tackle by Rodriguez. Unfortunately, he's the one who nipped it out, so it will be a throw-in for Legends. It's going to be right here on the near side of the field, right down here in front of us. 5 minutes in. As far as action, it's been all Rovers. It's going to be a square throw. Heavy pressure from Rovers. Anderson plays it up the left side to Alan Putansi. Putansi clears it up the left, looking for Cole. Dennis Cole chasing down Matthews. Matthews drops it back to Verona. Verona takes a heavy touch. Is he going to pay for it? Dennis Cole still trying to get the ball in possession. Goes back to Cameron Verona, who made a critical mistake, but he was able to pick up the pieces and keep the ball out of the net. He pats his chest. My bad, my bad. Wow, Steven.
Yeah,
Dennis Cole.
That's an uncharacteristic mistake. I mean, I want to see the ball coming back here. It didn't look like it had a lot of time on it to get it out. But, I mean, as Legends, this is what you need to do. Rovers aren't making a lot of mistakes at the back. So anytime there's one, you got to pounce. And I love to see a striker who's willing to put pressure on the goalkeeper. But at the same time, phenomenal recovery dive from the keeper himself. And very lucky for Rovers to avoid a huge blunder right here at the start of the season.
Randy Matthews driving up that right side. Finds the feet of Lopez. Lopez finds the feet of Matthews again. Through ball. Offside for Rovers.
Wow.
Easy call for the assistant referee. Manuel Carrillo just a few steps offside.
Yeah, we're going to see that replay right here. Driving down this left side, trying to play it back. Looks like just it's a bouncing ball on that first touch. Really, you want to be playing that away from the defender. Open up your body to their side, but heat of the moment, sometimes it doesn't go to plan.
Well, it's Cameron's first 6 minutes the entire season. He didn't have any minutes in the Regional Cup. So, nerves. So I'll chalk it up to nerves. I mean, there's a list of accolades for the kid, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt first. Ball played across the middle, shot on goal attempt, sails over the crossbar, but great attempt there from Jimmy Cancino for Legends FC. And Steven, back to number 8, Dennis Cole, captain for Legends FC. Crazy moment last night. Got into a car accident. Wasn't even supposed to play today. Late minute change in the lineup. He's inserted back in. He's from Sierra Leone, West Africa. And I tell you what, he scored in the friendly they played earlier this February against North Georgia United. So this is going to be the player to watch. He's their captain. He's their leader. It's going to be someone exciting, not just today, but I think throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're very happy that he's feeling up to it to be getting the start here today. But big thing we got to watch is, how is he going to be able to enable the rest of his team? Ooh.
Yep. Here comes Modinho driving down that left side. He's really, really good in possession, Modinho Delane. Rovers are going to look to reset. Rennie, very highly pressured from Jimmy Cancino. Claire takes a few touches, pulls it back, finds Francombe. Francombe very comfortable in his defensive midfield position.
Yeah, very interesting here. Legends, they're really starting to feel out their opponent. They know that Rovers have so few members back that if they just start pressing up a little bit more, they're going to cause some mistakes. That's a
The
mistake
ball
right
just
there.
sails over the head of Austin Anderson. Sebastian Montero in behind the defense. He's inside the 18, plays it across, looks like a handball. Josh Francombe, I'm so sorry, that's Sebastian Lopez. Lopez gets another shot on goal. Nice save from Leopoldo Gutierrez from Legends FC. It was a heel save, send it wide, and a long shot attempt by Legends FC. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, in a league like this, you can't always rely on your defenders. You have to have a little bit of something special in the goal, and that's what we got here. Driving down that right side, playing it across. It's a decent shout for a handball. I think that Legends may be getting pretty lucky there.
What do you think, Steven? Sebastian should he have had a near post go himself or a far post go himself?
Potentially. I mean, could have been looking for it right there and just can't quite put the ball exactly where he wants. Maybe, people are still warming up. A little bit of the chills out there. It's hard to really find your stride, but if there's one thing Rovers does, it's not that they take care of every single chance they make. They just make a lot of chances, and by mathematics and statistics, some of them are eventually going to go in. So, I mean, realistically, the thing for Rovers is don't be disheartened by a few of these going awry. Just keep putting that ball up top, and something's got to go in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could say the same for Legends. Last 2 minutes, they've had a lot of chances pressuring that back line, that inexperienced back line. I don't want to say inexperienced in singular. I mean, as a unit. Still, just 4 games together. So once they learn to play with each other, I just really expect this team to really start clicking on all cylinders. That was a great ball from Claire, just not on the same page as Rodriguez, as Legends let that ball roll into the arms of Leopoldo, who quickly throws it up right through the middle.
I think he was taking a bit of a shot at the referee there, but great dodge from him.
Lopez trying to play it through with the outside of his foot, and another call of offside from the AR here on the near side of the pitch. She said he came from the offside position and was the first person to touch the ball. Great call here.
Yeah, I mean, also a great work so far from the back line of Legends FC. I mean, when you basically have one of your number 6s dropping back, it's really hard to coordinate a offside trap with 5 people in that trap.
Well, we discussed here in pregame. I told you, I had a chance to talk to the team manager today, and he said they're playing a double 6. They are not going to let this fast, experienced front line of Rovers get to them. I mean, you got Alejandro Rodriguez, Manuel Carrillo, Christopher Derone, all scored in the Regional Cup. Alejandro Rodriguez, of course, missed a lot of time last season and still led the team in goals with 6. So he's going to be looking, and he's chomping at the bit to put more in the back of the net this season. Lots of pressure here from Legends FC. They're not going to allow Rovers to climb out. Shot on goal attempt. Sails wide right. But, Steven, I like what I see so far from Legends. They're picking up their confidence, and they are attacking that back line of Rovers FC.
I would be very shocked if we ever really saw Legends FC trying to play through Rovers because of how many people they just have dedicated to the defense.
Yes.
With 2 holding midfielders, you're basically playing a back 6 at this point, trying to track those 5 members of Atlanta Rovers. But what that means is there's only like 3 people here from Atlanta Rovers to build out the back. If you get a turnover in your opponent's third, that's where you're going to find it.
That counterattack is going to be the bread and butter today for Legends FC. So if you're watching back home, keep an eye on number 8, Dennis Cole, and number 15, Jimmy Cancino. They're going to be looking to strip that ball inside the defensive third of Rovers and force a counterattack, which they've, obviously they haven't had a goal yet, but quite successful so far in the first 12 minutes, as they're going to make it very difficult for Rovers to climb out of their own half. And so far, so good. But once again, look at Sebastian Lopez utilizing the width of the pitch. Same thing on the far side with Derone. Rennie Matthews, lots of space in front. Nice movement from Rovers. Figueroa Lopez makes himself available on the right. He opts for Francombe, who's being highly pressured once again from Cancino. Steven, I'm telling you right now, they need to be careful trying to play these small, short little passes here in their own defensive third. And again, the offside trap. Listen, the coaching right now from Legends FC is great because they're really confusing Rovers.
They've done their homework.
Yeah, they're forcing them into long ball situations. Delane cuts it on the inside. Finds a feed to Figueroa Lopez.
trying to play this all the way around. There's just no outlet right now. I think they're going to have to make some sort of change where somebody drops off that front line back to goal kind of style. But
well, look at Francoma. It's like Josh Francoma's playing an extra center back position here, unable to keep it in bounds, form a long ball play, throw in Legends.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this is Legends' first test, and the harshest test we can give them is how can you handle the attacking 5 from Rovers. So far, they're passing. So far, this is a very, very well thought through game plan. They've done their homework. They've really figured out a defensive plan here.
Coach Mark Wozniak for Legends FC taking over for the club during his first season. He took over for Coach Roberto Yepes, who took a position in Wisconsin. The former Point University assistant coach Wozniak did his homework, and he, picked the right lineup, I guess. Lineup be danged. The formation is incredible.
Yeah, but keep in mind, of course, we are just 13 minutes in, and this is only the first chess move in what's going to be a long game here.
True.
Both sides have a lot of depth, not only in their roster, but in their coaching staffs. They have experience to pull on, and I think it's going to be the team that makes the better second half or even mid-first half adaptation that's going to try to break this game open.
Matthews pressured once again from Cole. Dennis Cole went to Akron College, then transferred to Erskine College, where he played 2 seasons. Long ball attempt looking for Rodriguez. Puts it to his chest, brings it down to his feet. He's being pressured by Luke Cargill. Ball's played across the middle, deflected off Cargill. Looks like it will be a corner for Rovers. Their first corner of the afternoon. 14 minutes in. Score remains 0-0. Week 1, UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Legends FC. Legends FC making their debut here in the UPSL. And so far, so good. Couple of chances, not successful. But this Rovers team is trying to implant themselves as a perennial powerhouse here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division.
Yeah.
Legends FC, they got something to say. Corner kick right now for the home team. This kick will be taken by Jair Figueroa Lopez. He's got Montero for short. He will go to Montero, who gives it back to Lopez. Lopez switches fields. Wide open, Sebastian Lopez. Lopez takes a touch, plays it back to the top of the 18. Shot on goal attempt. Easy save, routine save for Leopoldo. He gets up real quick, rolls it out here to the left side. Austin Anderson finds Cole. Cole receives, turns, looks up. Finds Pana. His name's Noriel Meneses, but they call him Pana. He's from Panama. Rennie tries to clear it away. The ball's still bouncing inside the Rovers 18. Head back to Cameron Verona from the head of Sebastian Lopez. Smart play, and again, Steven, Rovers very dangerous.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I think they're just pushing Legends FC far up the field. But what you saw in the last corner kick, the thing with corner kicks is you usually get the defense a little bit out of whack. Some people come up, some people come back, and you saw how many people Legends were able to get forward because of that confusion. And that was a very hopeful cross coming in, but
they are really playing this offside trap. It had to have been a very crucial part of their training this week. And again, so far so good, because look at Rodriguez. He's chomping at the bit. He's ready to go. And ball stolen in the midfield from Legends. And it's stolen right back. And a shot on goal attempt. And it just goes over the bar. Long shot attempt from captain number 8, Dennis Cole. Sails over the bar, and it will be a goal kick for Rovers. These exciting first 16 minutes, Steven. Go ahead.
Legends they're starting to find their footwork here in the attacking third. I think the biggest thing is that there haven't quite been the highest quality chances. They're really asking a lot of the placement in here. They just lock us down. They lock Rovers down in their own defensive third. Good initial tackle. That's a very hopeful shot from that distance. But, we were talking about statistic probability with Rovers. If you put enough shots up, someone's going to go in. I think that's a little bit lower of if we want to break out the stats here, a little bit lower XG of a kind of shot there. But, hey, sometimes it's only one moment of brilliance you need.
Looks like we've got Jimmy Noel up off the bench for Rovers. All right, here come the Rovers. They have space on this right side with Lopez. Routine save once again for Leopoldo, and he rolls it out to the left once again for Anderson. Anderson still in possession. Being closed down by Montero, forcing a switch from Anderson all the way over to the right side. Cancino. Closed down by Claire. Nice playing here from Rodriguez, but even better to play from Legends. He apologized real quick. He knew he made a mistake. Trying to play a through ball out here on the left side for Puntasi. Unsuccessful. You know, you can, what do you think? About a handful of clouds in the sky, 46 degrees. It's a lot colder than that. Feels like it's 41. With the humidity, it's 29 degrees. Cold day here in Jonesboro, Georgia, but it is St. Patrick's Day weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed some green beer. And if you're watching back home, we're only 18 minutes in. And if you're enjoying it like my partner and I are, get your popcorn ready. Still got plenty of time left.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a phenomenal defensive performance so far from Legends, but I guarantee you this is not going to be a scoreless game for too much longer. I would be absolutely shocked if the net's not rippling on one end of the field before halftime. Though I got to say, I mean, at the start of the game, I thought it was going to be Rovers, but honestly, I don't know who's going to be scoring first now.
All right, so we have two members of the Rovers squad up off the bench warming up. I for sure see Jimmy Lee Noel down here in front of us. I'm wondering if this is going to be tactical or if it's an injury substitution, because right now the Legends FC have the offensive attack locked down of Rovers. Montero coming down the left side, dumps it off for Delane. Delane cuts it back. He's got Montero, but he decides to cross it into the 18. Finds the feet of Sebastian Lopez. Heavy touch from Lopez. Nice for Rovers.
It'll be interesting to see what substitution looks like. We kind of mentioned earlier that this was going to be a interesting middle of the first half going into halftime about what sort of tackle adjustment do they want to make. My biggest thing is I'd love to see somebody playing a little bit off that front line, create space in behind, because right now offside trap's been on point. But, I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what I think when I see Noel coming in, but, hey, we'll have to see what they go for. All right, looking for the corner kick. Man set up short. Looks to be an in-swinger.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like it's going to be an in-swinger. Lopez leaves it for Figueroa Lopez. Left foot in-swinger to the far post. Tried a clearance attempt, unsuccessful from Legends, right back to the feet of Carrillo. Carrillo finds Delane and immediately closed down and cleared away from Legends. Just didn't get what he wanted. Josh Francombe intercepts it in the midfield. Finds the ball back at his feet, does Francombe, and they're going to reset. Calm down. Claire trying to play it up through the middle, off the chest of Rodriguez. Plays it one touch out to the right to Lopez. Looked like a handball right in front of the assistant referee. She says play on. Lopez plays it across the middle of the 18, cleared away by Legends. Right back to the feet of Rovers. They're going to reset again. Nice hesitation from Figueroa Lopez. Unsuccessful on the cross. Right back down to the feet of Carrillo. Manuel Carrillo, dispossessed from Legends. Jimmy Cancino trying to find the feet of Dennis Cole. Just a bit too quick. When they receive the ball, they being Legends, just calm down. Draw the man in. Play it to feet. I see them cleaning that up very, very soon.
Yeah. They got to look. Big ball over the top. That's... What?
That's two in a row, it looked like. But, you know, nowadays it's 2023. You really don't know what a handball is. If you watch the FA Cup game between Fulham and Manchester United, it's almost laughable that they were trying to argue that it wasn't a handball. But I digress. Back to live action. McConan Clare finds the feet of Sebastian Montero. Sebastian Montero, no stranger to the UPSL himself, former national champion with Atletico Atlanta. They are no longer a member of this UPSL Georgia division. Inside the 18 comes Modinho Delane. He's got two white shirts in front. Unsuccessful, cleared away from Rovers to the feet of the Legends. Dennis Cole. He's got lots of white shirts around him, unable to maintain possession, but his teammate helps him out. Jax Croxon plays it out to the right side. Marco Vega. Vega, through ball. Jimmy Cancino. Jimmy Cancino plays it across to the left side. Just in the nick of time, Josh Francombe beating John Croxon to the ball to clear it away. It will be a throw-in for Legends. What an opportunity that was, Steven. Wow. The goal mouth was wide open if they could just find the feet.
I saw that running coming all the way through, and here on the replay, you're going to see it as well. Look at the left side of your screen. The absolute darting late run. And 99% of the players in this league would take a shot from that position with the goalkeeper in front of them. That was a very smart ball to play to cross, and unfortunately, it just was a foot race that Legends couldn't win. That would have been a phenomenally worked team goal, and I hope that's a indication of things to come with these guys.
Yes, absolutely. Austin Anderson dispossessed by Lopez. Lopez plays it to the middle of the feet of Jair Figueroa Lopez. And looks up. And just a force ball at the middle. Nice touch there from Rodriguez. Alejandro Rodriguez one-on-one with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper comes out, slides, and makes a terrific save, beating the number 7 of the ball and keeping the Rovers off the board. Leopoldo Gutierrez. Stand up, kid. What a save.
I think he was a little bit, Rodriguez was a little bit annoyed with you commenting on his first touch. That's the best first touch I've seen all day.
Absolutely.
Absolutely phenomenal in the attack, and it still shows you the danger, even though that Legends really have had Rovers' number as far as making this onside trap work. There's still a lot of danger there.
Well, we said it all regional cup, Stephen. Alejandro Rodriguez is that pit bull that's going to keep barking and, nipping at your ankles the entire time, and he's going to be hell for this Rovers back line. But so far, so good for the Rovers. Shot on goal attempt. Didn't get much behind that, did Manuel Carrillo. I apologize. That was Christopher Derone on that shot. And Leopoldo was telling his teammates, hey, I got to go down for a second, guys. I just took a hard shot right there. What a great save he made. And while he is down, the referee's going to check on him. I'd just like to give a shout out to the sponsors today for Legends FC, Southeast Restoration Group, Farmers Insurance, the Fuller Agency, Sellers Law Firm, Advantage Roofing and Remodeling, Atomic Brand Energy, Mike Patton Auto of LaGrange, and Beacon Brewing Company. And I'd like to say something about Beacon Brewing Company. They have brewed their own beer, and that is named Legends Beer after Legends FC, so that's kind of cool. So go check out Beacon Brewery Company if you're a supporter of Legends FC, and try some of that Legends beer. Talked to the manager of Legends FC, hoping to bring home a 6-pack myself this evening, Steven.
Yeah, it'd certainly be a nice parting gift to have today, but a better parting gift for them will be 3 points. Rovers actually very nearly make that 3 points the other way. Beautiful first touches to go around the defender. It's just that deft little toe in, and that's what you love to see out of a striker. The willingness to put your body on the line sometimes and go for that 50-50 ball. Because, I mean, like we said, you miss all the shots you don't take.
Yeah, Rodriguez isn't going to stop. He's got no fear. And Leopoldo is not a small gentleman. Ooh, looks like it's going to be a swipe to the face of Montero. Referee sees it right in front of him. It looks like that might have been Manuel Carrillo who took a shot in the face. It was Puntasi. It was unintentional, but a foul nonetheless. Free kick, Rovers.
Yeah, we're going to see it right here. It's just one of those, when you turn the body, sometimes you lose control. You really lose track of where your limbs are, and that's that. Goes for the spin move. I think there was a shout for a card there. I don't know if it's a red card, but there better at least be a warning, because on second viewing, he leads with the elbow.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the referee take a little bit more control of the game. We've seen the handballs thus far, and that's the kind of hit where if that doesn't draw a card, I don't want to know what does.
Bingo. And he was right in front of it.
Right.
He was 5 yards away. Great positioning. He just missed that one.
Yeah.
Nice flick on attempt from Rodriguez, but once again, Legends are there. Alex Fletcher Clifford with the clearance. Sorry about that, Alex. I'm punchy. Throw in Rovers. 26 minutes in. Week 1, UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Legends FC. If you're just now joining us, we had a lot of action here over the weekend, opening weekend. Dalton United taking on Kalunji Pro Profile. They ended in a 2-2 draw. LGSA taking on Atlanta United Academy, rematch of last year's playoff final. Atlanta United took that one 3-1. And right now, as we speak, FCE Birmingham taking on North Georgia United. When we find out scores and highlights, we'll let you know back home. But back here to live action, the score remains 0-0 between Atlanta Rovers FC and Legends FC. We are live from Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. I am Drew Dickinson alongside Steven Johnson. First week of many, Steven. And if they're going to be anything like this matchup we are watching today, the UPSL Georgia Premier Division is going to be on fire.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, I'm getting excited right now. 27 minutes into the season, and I can already tell, like you mentioned, this is going to be a good one. And I think it's not only the fact that these teams are starting well, but we know that they have the coaching staffs to continue to evolve, to continue to adapt. So theoretically, this should be the worst we ever see these two teams at, because they're only going to get better as they learn. And that's a very, very fun prospect to look forward to.
Absolutely. especially if Legends give themselves time to gel together. They got to be careful, though. Manuel Carrillo looking for Rodriguez. They just weren't on the same page. Carrillo wanted Rodriguez to make a little bit more of a run to the near post. Rodriguez wanted to go down the middle. One in the air by Rennie Matthews. Right back to the feet of Legends. Cleared away by Claire. Rodriguez has to be careful. He just came from an outside position. Look at all the white shirts in the midfield, Steven.
Yeah, they're just
making so difficult for Rovers, brother.
Yeah, and it's almost a change of how Rovers have gone about the attack. They started with that front five, everyone go over top. The last few minutes, you've seen some members drop more into the midfield, and that's drawing some members of Legends away from that back line. And it's putting them in the midfield where they can try to block the attack there, but then it's almost a cat and mouse of, well, what if we just go back to 5 on the front line? Then we have to go back. What do we do if we go back to the midfield? So it'll be interesting to see which one's going to strike first.
It's like you said, though, how long can they hold off this attack of Rovers? Flicked on by Austin Anderson. They're highly pressured by Manuel Carrillo and Jair Figueroa Lopez. Figueroa Lopez wins that since the referee shook it off, and the referee shook her off and blew a whistle for the foul anyways. It's going to be a free kick, Legends. She was right there in front of it, 2 yards away. She said play on. 15 yards away was the official who blew her off, trying to figure this one out. But anyways, they're on the field. I'm not. Free kick, Legends.
Yeah, I think
we won't get into referee frustrations.
Yeah, we'll stick to the game itself.
Yeah, well, we could talk an entire 90 minutes on that. But once again, we both digress on that. Donovan Wren clips it off the Rovers, wins himself a throw-in for Legends on the far side of the pitch. Wren will take the throw himself. Bunched up over on the far side of the pitch. Who wants it more? Looks like it's going to be either a foul or a throw-in. It might be a foul on Legends. Coming in a little bit too hard. Referee's going to talk to him. A little bit too much dissent. Don't need any cards here.
Yeah, it's starting to get scrappy, and I mean, we're only 30 minutes in. Imagine if this goes 0-0 into halftime. Both these teams are going to be fighting for a goal, and I don't just mean figuratively.
Please don't talk about that. We're at the UPSL, Georgia.
I meant more just like a few bumps and nicks there, but I do get your point.
We've become famous for those, so let's not give anybody any ideas. Nice ball from Rennie Matthews. A nice trap, and bringing it down to his feet was Lopez, just unable to find Rodriguez. Here comes Legends. Can Cancino keep it in bounds? He cannot. It's going to be throw-in for Rovers. You know, Steven, we are 31 minutes in, a few chances from either side, but this is a battle of the midfield.
Yeah.
I mean, just a straight-up battle of the midfield.
Which is weird because for the first 15 seconds, I don't think a midfielder touched the ball. Exactly. It was just balls over the top either way.
From both teams.
But I think this is a huge advantage now for Atlanta Rovers, how they've changed the dynamic of this game. By putting more emphasis on playing through the midfield instead of always up top, they're drawing Legends more into their own, the center half, the center third of the field, basically. So no longer are Legends able to pressure this back three. No longer are they able to find the quick breakaways. So now they're having the issues for Legends of when we get the ball, who do we play it to? There is no connecting midfield at the moment for them.
As you said, getting a little scrappy out there. Referee blows the whistle for another little cheeky foul. That one's going to be committed by Christopher Derone for the Rovers. Free kick, Legends, right at half field. Talking about Rovers utilizing the width of the pitch. Look at Puntasi wide open over here down the left side. They go right up the middle looking for Cancino. Ball's bouncing inside the 18. Easy routine save for Verona. He comes off his line, scoops it up. And let's see what the Rovers do. They're going to build from the back once again. Going to stick with the bread and butter. Not change anything up yet. Josh Rancombe burning up that left side. Dumps it back in the middle for Montero. He is quickly closed down by Pana, forced in another reset for Rovers. Cameron Verona. Josh Rancombe, Sandy Springs born native, puts the ball back to Verona. I like what the Rovers are doing. There's no need to force anything right now.
Yeah.
If you're going to force something, force a mistake out of that back line of Legends.
Yeah, they're basically daring Legends to high press again.
Yep.
They're saying, look, we'll come up. We'll play one over the top.
Nice move from Matthews. Just one heck of a player. Here they come. Good ball. Just a bit too heavy. Puntansi is going to beat Lopez to it and allow the goalkeeper to come out, scoop it up. I'm going to give a little reset here for Legends. Big left-footed punt right up the middle. One in the air by Claire. Back down to the feet of Pana, who is stripped by Montero. Sebastian Montero, what a player. First 33 minutes of the season, he's already the best player out on the field. Engine doesn't stop. That ambidextrous lifestyle, but he's primarily left-footed. I can't ask for anything better out of my midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, he's the kind of guy you want on the ball to really enable you to play through his midfield. He's not afraid to drop into deep positions. He's not afraid to join the attack late.
Yep.
That's exactly what you need out of a very playmaking style midfielder.
He wants the ball at his feet, Steven, and that's what I want.
That's something you can't teach. That's
no,
great.
not at all.
I mean, so many of these guys in the midfield, especially when they're coming up, are very almost afraid to have the ball. They take a touch and they immediately get rid of it. But having a player like Montero who you just tell wants it.
Oh, the ball came through. Josh Francombe, can he sneak in behind? Nice defensive recovery from Luke Cargill to shield Francombe off that ball and allow Leopoldo to come out, scoop it up, and Legends are quickly trying to mount a counterattack. Looks like Dennis Cole has kind of dropped back in the midfield. Looks like he's going to try and be a bit of a maestro like Montero. Good players want the ball at their feet. He drops all the way back in the defensive third to maintain possession.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a classic problem when you have two holding midfielders and then the only other midfielder you really have is basically a 10, having that cam up there. So somebody needs to facilitate that attack. The fullbacks right now, they're too busy. They can't come up. They got their hands full.
Yes.
So it's got to be that midfield. So if something's going to break here in favor for Legends, I think it's Cole finding something to connect the two. That's how they break it open.
Look at Alan Puntansi, number 6 for Legends. That's what I'm talking about. That vision, that communication, that composure. He's the wingback / left winger, and look at him drop back in defense. They're just the coaching has been so well. Little space there for Carrillo, just able to bring it down to his feet. Pana finds Cole. Croxon. Nice ball. Can Puntansi beat Matthews to it? He cannot. Matthews needs to be careful. Verona's already made a mistake here in the first half. Heavy touch from Lopez. Manuel Carrillo beaten to the ball by John Croxon. Throw in Rovers. This is an exciting game. If you're watching back home, turn your volume up, get your popcorn, go get some drinks. Steven, this is week 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battle. This is not – we've seen Rovers sometimes when they can just overwhelm teams. They can just play the attacking game that they want. Legends are making them think. They are making Rovers adapt their style. And I mean, hell, I feel like I'm watching them grow right now in front of me. Montero on the ball is trying to find something. And, yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you have 5 players sitting on the back line. There's nobody to be that connecting tissue with Montero, so Montero's got to be the full maestro. He's got to be the orchestra.
Yeah, look at Jair, number 22, Jair Figueroa Lopez. They play that upside-down triangle because you see Josh Francombe basically playing the center back, the number 6 playing the center back, and you're having your number 8 and your number 10 having to come back into the defensive third to receive the ball. That's good defensive playing from Legends, forcing your number 10 to come back in the defensive third.
Something we'll have to watch. I mean, big throw coming.
Inside the 18, cleared away from Legends to the feet of Matthews. Matthews tried for a volley attempt pretty far out from him. Nice shot attempt from Sebastian Montero. He says it deflected, and the assistant referee agrees. It will be a corner for Rovers.
How perfect would that have been for the storyline? We just said he's not just the conductor, he's the whole orchestra. Yeah, sure, he'll just score a goal as well. Fortunately, a little off target or took a deflection or two, but, I mean, he's got to be the playmaker.
Goal! Alejandro Rodriguez. What a play from Rovers FC. Sebastian Lopez took the corner, found Rodriguez at the near post. Rovers go up 1-0 right before the break.
What? Absolutely out of nowhere. Just an unmarked run here at the near post. And that's exactly how you practice it in warm-ups. They lull him into thinking they're going to play it short. And he's just, there's nobody to pick him up right there. He almost lulled. I actually understand the strategy now of the first 3 corners from Rovers. They lulled Legends into a full sense of security and say, all right, we're just going to pass it here. We're going to pass it around. Goalkeeper, you get a drink. And finally, it pays off. Beautiful play.
The pit bull himself, Alejandro Rodriguez, already on the score sheet in week 1. Like I said before, he had 6 last season. I smell double digits already, Steven. What a goal. What a play. What a team. Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC. 1-0, 38th minute, week 1, UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Wow.
That's not how we're used to watching Rovers score them.
No, we are not. And right now, Legends FC are in response time. Let's see what they got. Let's see how they respond being scored on for the first time here in the UPSL. As you can still see, they are only putting 2 offensive attacking players up top. Another through ball attempt. This is scary. Manuel Carrillo inside the 18. Shot on goal. He goes far post and just sends it a bit too far left as it sails to the wide part of that far post, forcing a goal kick for Legends FC. It was almost 2-0, just like that.
He just didn't get good contact on it right at the end there. I think it got away from it a little bit, and we'll see. This is almost out of nowhere. He just turns on the afterburners. You're just looking at the number 9, but that's the wrong speed. So look at this right side. Just so much room. Turns on the afterburners. He just doesn't get it planted. Comes a little too far over. Tries to place it in. He's going to want that one back. I don't know if it should have been a goal, but he should have tested the keeper at least.
Week 1 of the UPSL Georgia 2023 Spring Regional Cup. Manuel Carrillo had himself a brace. Didn't have any more in the tournament, but it was just a sight of things to come here. And sure enough, just showing that he is one of the top attacking players here in the Georgia division. Quickly won the reset was Legends, but Josh Francombe, you can't put anything past him. You can't fool me, he said. Nice way to be alert there and aware to keep Legends out of their 18. Through ball attempt. Can Cancino beat Matthews to it? Verona beat them both to it. Nice save from the goalkeeper. That was a necessity. If he didn't get there, Cancino was going to beat Matthews in that foot race. Good save from Verona, Stephen.
Yeah, from number 00 Verona, basically. He needed to be there. I mean, that's what you need from a goalkeeper. You needed the confidence to know that, hey, I'm the last guy. I have to put my body on the line to get this ball. So no hesitation whatsoever. Making up for some earlier mistakes. Almost a very dangerous situation.
They're really, really getting lackadaisical playing those balls in the back. Nice through ball. And if he is onside, he is in behind that defense. And he is going to be offside once again. Alejandro Rodriguez, that offside trap is a lot harder than it looks, Stephen.
I mean, hey, it's... You just got to keep working at it, and eventually you're going to beat it. But so far, Legends, they must just go to practice. They have a 2-hour block, and they're literally just running this back line.
Yes.
I mean, that's a thing of beauty. And it's really a testament that they're against a high-powered offense like Rovers, and the only goal they've conceded thus far is a set piece.
Yes.
It hasn't come from open play. They really haven't looked at that exposed to the back, and that is a foundation upon which you can build your attack.
And they're just so composed. As we said before, now they're on defense, and look at them all tracking back. Nice move from Manuel Carrillo. He's storming down this right side. He's got Rodriguez at the far post. He just didn't get mustered enough under that to find Rodriguez, and then Legends are going to maintain possession. That was a nice break. I would have taken a few more touches, but what do I know?
Yeah, he also had 4 other attacking members of that far post. That could have been danger.
Nice flick from Carrillo to Figueroa Lopez. They tried to find a 1-2, but somehow they find the ball back at their feet. Nice battle there in the midfield between Figueroa Lopez and John Croxon. Rovers are going to win that battle. Modinho Delane, space and time on the left side. He's going to find Claire and Francombe with a reset once again. Legends FC making it difficult for Rovers. It's really, really difficult to break in behind that back line. And he's just going to sit with the ball at his feet, draw the man in, let them come to you. Rovers are looking to just get to halftime. And I got a score update for everyone. If you're watching at home, FC Birmingham taking on North Georgia United at Leeds Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. The home team on top 1-0. FC Birmingham looking to make a bigger splash this season in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Preston Goldfarb is back as the head coach for FC Birmingham. They had the Golden Boot leader last season, Jose Villanueva. They call him Lupe. He's going to be looking to defend that title. FC Birmingham, a fun team to watch. On the outside looking into the playoffs last season, so you know they're going to be hungry this year, Stephen.
Oh, certainly. So, I mean, this is just a year of hunger for everyone. Everybody's looking more aggressive, and so many teams are looking to make good on their potential.
Battling in that defense are Legends FC, just making life so difficult for Rovers. Putansi finding Anderson. Anderson stripped by Carrillo. He's got Rodriguez inside the 18. Referee says play on. Cleared away by Legends as Carrillo remains down inside the 18. Frank Combe drops it back to Matthews, who's quickly closed down by Cancino, forcing a bad pass out of Matthews. Captain Dennis Cole in possession. Time, looks up, takes a few touches. Here he comes on the left side. He's got Putansi. Puts it right to the feet of Lopez in an attempt to find Alan Putansi. Here come the Rovers FC. They're going to make a counterattack themselves. Sebastian Lopez. Nice move from Lopez. An even better pass finding the feet of Jair Figueroa Lopez. He's got Rodriguez right at the top of the 18. Another ball. Manuel Carrillo, nice save from Leopoldo Gutierrez. It hits the crossbar, forcing a corner for Rovers. Once again, the goalkeeper from Legends FC coming to the rescue, Manuel Carrillo. That's 2 times in the last 5 minutes he had opportunities to find that back in the net, Stephen. Unsuccessful. Corner, Rovers FC. Wow.
Yeah, these 1-2 passes for Rovers are really opening up the defense here. And look how it starts off. Just this deft little through ball going inside to outside. That diagonal run that opens everything up. I'm actually, as much as I would have loved to see Rovers goal, I'm glad they didn't score because that was 100% an offside position. That front man was in.
We just got word there will be 1 minute of stoppage time as we have a short corner taken. Montero inside the 18. Didn't get enough lift on it. Headed away from Legends. One big long shot attempt by Josh Francombe. Sails way over the bar. Goal kick, Legends. Continue with what you were saying, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, on that last play in the attack, I mean, I think that was a certain situation where Rovers were in that offside position, couldn't quite find their way through. But the whole point we were getting back to was this. Rovers have started to transition away from that just 5 men on the back line, play it up and hope we win the track race. It's opening things up by people dropping in, finding that one pass that's breaking down Legends, because they're very firm at the back as far as where their offside trap is. But they're starting to show some chinks in the armor when it comes to man marking, when it comes to following, and when it comes to just core defensive duties.
And one thing that Rovers have really picked up in the last, 5-10 minutes, as we hit the halftime whistle here, they started to use the width of the field. Just the last 5 minutes, Carrillo's both opportunities came from this right flank where he carried it on the inside. And we are going to go into the halftime break with Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC 1-0. But listen, it's a 1-0 scoreline with Rovers having the advantage. But Legends FC, they are debutants here in the UPSL Georgia, and they have already marked themselves as a contender.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be in the mix here. I got this sneaking feeling in the pit of my stomach that Atlanta Rovers, I feel like they're about to break the dam open. I think they're just almost on the cusp of racking up that second, that third goal. So Legends, that's going to be a hell of a coaching job at halftime to put this team back together and to adjust to what Rovers are doing. But, I mean, I think there's still a hell of a game ahead of us here.
Atlanta Rovers FC, 38th minute. Corner kick set piece. Alejandro Rodriguez able to find the back of the net, putting Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC 1-0 as we head into the halftime break. We'll be back after this short message. dangerous and go near post with it, or he can be safe and go far post. Goalkeeper's leaving the near post open. He's going to trust his wall, and he does go near post!
Oh, what a shot.
Atlanta City FC with the score. Tie goes far post! Atlanta United. Ball's played in, and unable to keep it out of the net is Cosmos.
He's running out on C's.
Near post corner. Off the head, nice save! And it goes in the back of the net! Seas United FC able to tie the game in the 80th. Put some service into the box, headed up in the air by Felix. Ball still bouncing in the 6. Headed away off the line by Rovers, headed back into play. Shot on goal, Rovers! And we are back at Heinz Ward Field and Terror Stadium. Just about to get the second half underway. Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC 1-0. Both teams making their final preparations. We're about to get the second half underway. Steven, it was a masterclass as far as coaching here in the first half from Legends FC. I don't expect too many changes in their defensive third, but I'd like to see just maybe a tad bit more offensive attack.
Yeah, but then it's always a back and forth. It's if you put more in defense, you don't quite have as many going forward. If you put more forward, you can't quite have as many going back. It's this really strange problem they had to solve of how do we, produce more chances in their own final in the attacking third, but stay resilient in the back, because the second you give Rovers an inch, they're going to take a mile, because that attack ain't stopping anytime soon. I'm curious to see how they find that middle ground. For me, I hope it comes back in that press. When they were pressing up the back three of Rovers, they were making chances. Make Verona make a mistake. That's how they're going to get their way onto the board. But when they've been trying to build out of the back, it's been an absolute block of a midfield for Rovers. So curious to see the charges that each of these coaches have given their teams going on now into the second half. But I have a suspicion it's not going to be the same as starting the first half. I feel like we're going to see a different, especially a strategy coming out from the Rovers.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see the first 5 minutes. Legends, we kind of know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect coming out of the second half for Rovers. And it looks like we are about to get underway for the second 45 here in Jonesboro, Georgia. The officials asking the goalkeepers and asking his assistant referees if they are ready. And we look forward to a very exciting second half. I'm unsure of any changes from either team quite yet.
Look at these 5 members in the line here for Legends FC. They clearly want to go forward. They're almost taking a play out of Rovers' book.
Putansi just beat to the ball there by Delane. It's going to clip off Rovers. It'll be a Legends throw-in deep in this Rover territory, just seconds into this second half.
On the attack, big
Long
ball.
ball. Rodriguez, successful. Just a bit of a heavy touch. Can he catch up to it? Alejandro Rodriguez shoots it right at Gutierrez, who made a great save nonetheless. There was some pace behind that shot. Gutierrez came off his line, cut the angle off, and made another great save.
That could be huge. I mean, that could keep Legends FC within striking distance, because you'd expect that to go in the back of the net 9 times out of 10, but phenomenal work from the keeper there to keep it out.
Back in possession are Legends. Cancino. Dangerous pass back to Leopoldo. Keeper tries to clear it, deflects off of Rodriguez. Leopoldo's going to shield him. Rodriguez is going to keep it in bounds. Nice battling here from Alejandro Rodriguez. Legends are able to catch up to it and force a crucial clearance. That pit bull wasn't stopping, Steven.
Oh, it's not stopping anytime soon. Yep, offside position, so no one's going to contest on that one.
Good call from the official on the far side of the pitch. If Rodriguez did touch it, he was in an offside position. Oh, heavy touch there on the far side of the pitch from Lopez. He's able to catch back up to it. Nice battling there from Sebastian Lopez. And it's either going to be a foul. Is it a foul?
It looks like a foul. Yeah,
it looked like shoulder to shoulder to me.
I would agree. And here's that opportunity in the back.
Oh, nice.
Just lowering the shoulder. That's a hockey check. He's out here he wants to score goals, and he does not care who's in the way.
No.
Actually, it looks like a throw-in as well. So looks like it's just out of bounds, not a foul.
Cleared away from the Rovers. Donovan Wren able to shield off Carrillo. Oh, that's Daron. Shielded off Daron, and it will be a throw-in for Legends. Daron's going to be taken by number 22, Donovan Wren. He throws it square, right into the middle. Nice defense there by Josh Francombe. Not making it easy for Legends. Here come Rovers. Can Rodriguez keep it in bounds? He does. Step over, cuts it back inside. Far post, great ball from Rodriguez. Unable to catch up to it was Manuel Carrillo. But that's one of the best sequence of plays I've seen from their number 9 since the start of the Regional Cup. He looked up, saw the man running at the far post, played a beautiful ball. Just unfortunate for Korea, it wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, and it's a side of him we really don't get to see. Usually he's the one leading the line. He's the one trying to find that last touch. But given the opportunity, he can play make. And, unfortunately, he is that right-footed. So if he goes to that cross, it's really going to be that in-swinger away from your guy. If you got a left footer there, then you can figure that back around. But even so, it was phenomenal to open up space and really make his own chance.
I apologize. It does look like there may have been a substitution at halftime for Legends. I believe number 9, Noah Wiegand, has checked into the game. And I apologize for the mispronunciation of your name, Noah. I will get it right soon, I promise. It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers on the far side of the pitch. They are into the defensive territory of Legends. Have a couple of players up off the bench continuing to stay warm. One for sure is number 22, Jemily Noel, who usually has this starting spot on the right. Anxious to find out why he is on the bench today. Clear backwards from Rovers, from Legends, giving the Rovers an opportunity to keep the ball inside their territory. Nice hesitation and play by Figueroa Lopez. Almost left the dummy. Perfect for Modinho Delane, but very well read by Legends, who look for a long ball through the middle on their own, trying to find Noah, just a bit too heavy, and he was nicely defended by Rennie.
Keep our eyes open. Rovers just really trying to play around this really reinvigorated Legends side. They're just trying to play out the back, and maybe they're going to find some room here behind.
Ball's played across the middle. Rodriguez let it go by, cleared up into the air by Donovan Wren. Clear, deflected off Legends. Shot on goal, 10, bouncing inside the 18. Can Delane clean it up? And Modinho Delane makes it 2-0. But it looks like, nope. It is a goal. I apologize. The official confusing me a little bit. Modinho Delane at the back post to clean up the trash. Rovers go up 2-0 in the 50th minute. Just at the right place at the right time, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in a strike, especially from that distance, you don't need to place it perfectly. You need to drive it hard. And it's that second bounce that really is a poacher-style goal. First shot, yeah, that is nowhere near offsides. Phenomenal way just to know a shot's going in. You see it leave your teammate's foot, you run at that goal. And using the right time in the right place, and he is very happily rewarded.
He has already equaled his goal mark for the entire year last season. Modinho Delane has one. Alejandro Rodriguez has one. Rovers are up 2-0. And could this be a taste of things to come for the final 40 minutes, Steven?
I think so, because I think Legends, especially in their opening match, they're not going to think of this and say, all right, we're really behind. Let's just hold up at the back and just preserve this goal differential so we don't go down any further. They're going to open up and try to go further forward. That's going to open up the super attack from Rovers. And speaking of which,
nice ball finding Rodriguez. He's in behind that defense. Can he beat the goalkeeper to it? He cannot. Nice save once again from Leopoldo coming off his line. But he punts it right to the chest of Figueroa Lopez, who's unable to maintain possession. Legends cleared up the right side, right to the feet of Captain McConan Clary, who is being closed down fast by Noah. Second half substitution. He checked in for number 29, Marco Vega. Noah scored alongside Dennis Cole in that preseason friendly with North Georgia United. Wonder why he didn't get the start. Nonetheless, he is on the field now, and they are applying a lot of pressure on this back line of Rovers, just like the first half, not making it easy on them. Big clearance from Verona. Put back into the danger zone by Fletcher Clifford. Noah, lots of space in front. Nice move, leaves it for his teammate. Beaten to the ball was Legends. Figueroa Lopez able to get the ball to Matthews, who gets a clearance. Not the clearance Rennie wanted. Sails wide right. It's going to be a throw-in for Legends, as we are going to get that first substitution for Atlanta Rovers FC. Number 3 has made his way to the middle of the field, and he will look to check in soon. Rodriguez in a foot race here with Fletcher Clifford. Rodriguez still battling. Fletcher Clifford not letting it easy for him. Rodriguez plays it across the middle, trying to find Montero. Too many white shirts. Sebastian able to maintain. And here come Legends. Pana. Wide open down here on the bottom side of the field is Puntasi. Noah and behind Matthews. Is he going to be down in the box? Referee says no, get up. Nice defensive play from Rennie Matthews. I'll call him the perfect player. He made a perfect play right there. Scary, but it was a perfect play.
Yeah, and I really need to see the replay to get to have a better idea on that one. But, I mean, when you're a striker and you're down like that, sometimes when you get a bit of a shove, you go down a bit easier. But
you didn't see too much protest from
Right.
Noah. So maybe he knew, oh my gosh, Dennis Cole in behind the line. But a great offside call once again from the assistant referee.
All right, let's put this to bed. Let's see this. Good play down the left side. We mentioned right wing is open, but they go further down the left and just rounds his man, gets the better of him.
What do you think?
I saw the hand across, but it wasn't pushing back. I think the referee made the right call there. That would have been a very harsh penalty to give.
All right, so Sebastian Lopez is going to get 54 minutes today. Seems like he might be coming back from an injury. They don't want to push it. 54 minutes is enough for Sebastian today, and number 3 will be checking in.
Yeah, good shift out of him today. He's going to definitely be happy with his performance thus far. And I think Rovers, this is really the time where they're going to start putting some fresh legs in because their system is just so demanding, especially in those wide positions. Because those fullbacks, they are a key part of the attack and the defensive structure. So you got to make sure whoever's out there, they're ready to run, and they're ready to run a lot.
You also got to take your hat off to Nico Gonzalez-Perez. He's putting Josh Francombe in a position that he's not used to. He's basically playing center back with the back 3, with Claire coming out to the left. Against a Legends team who is nothing but counterattack. It's dangerous and gutsy, but it's worked.
It's just confidence. You have to have confidence as a head coach in your system with your players in your style, and that's what it is. And so far, Rovers, they are playing with that confidence.
Ball's played in the 18. Delane at the back post. Tries to bring it down to his feet. The ball's still bouncing in the 18. Defended by Puntasi. Flag goes up. It will be a goal kick for Legends. We're in the 55th minute. They trail Atlanta Rovers FC 2-0. If you're just now joining us, we are live from Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium, UPSL Georgia Premier Division opening weekend. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Legends FC. My name is Drew Dickinson, joined by Steven Johnson. And it's a scoreline of 2-0. You know, the second half has pretty much been dominated by Rovers, but again, hats off to Legends FC. Newcomers making things difficult for one of the powerhouses here in the Premier Division. And Rovers inside the defensive third. Ball's played at the far post. Delane, battle with the goalkeeper. Leopoldo won that battle, picks the ball up. And just again, dangerous plays into the 18 from Rovers. That confidence is building, Steven. They're utilizing the width, and they're just playing balls inside from the outside, not through the middle.
Right, and like you mentioned, it's not just over top. It's not just the route one. They're getting creative, and it's going to be really scary if Legends can't respond soon.
Verona comes off his line, makes an emergency clearance. Jimmy Cancino, his engine hadn't stopped for 56 minutes, so Rovers have to be careful because Legends haven't let off the gas. It's been a fairly friendly game. 56 minutes in, like I said, no cards. I don't know if you like to see that, if you don't like to see that. I don't really know what that means, but as far as the regional cup where we saw a lot of plastic, none so far today.
It's kind of like a Picasso painting. It's kind of however you take it is a real valid interpretation. Dangerous attack here for Legends. Cut out very successfully in the back here from Rovers.
1-2's inside the 18. Gutsy. Handball. Referee. The Rovers player handball looked at the referee and immediately apologized. Like, no. Long throw inside the 18 for Legends. Cole battling with Claire. Rovers very, very lucky. McKinnon Claire uses that height advantage over Dennis Cole to get a clearance. Could have been 2-1.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, Legends are starting to apply the pressure, and this is how you break down something like Rovers.
Looks like Sebastian Lopez is limping, Steven, so he might have been an injury substitution. We'll get some more information on that, and if we do before the game is over with, we'll let you know. But a crucial player for this Rovers squad, Sebastian Lopez, looks like he's stretching that calf. Let's hope he's going to be okay. Hell of a player himself. Dennis Cole inside the 18 for Legends. Bobbin, weaving, nice skill from the captain. Nice skill continues inside. Referee claims that he dove down, says play on. Rovers trying to mount a counterattack. Here they come up that right side. Rodriguez wide open at the far post. He looks to be offside. Flag hasn't gone up yet. Will it go up? Flag does go up. Nice officiating once again. Referee's going to say play on with the goalkeeper. Pana. Nice flick over the top of Delane, right down to the feet of Puntasi. Nice move from Allen. Beats Modino Delane. Plays in the inside to Noah. Noah's got some space. He's inside the 18. Shot on goal! And it sails right over the crossbar. Noah's going to want that back. One-on-one with Cameron Verona. Shoots it over the crossbar. Goal kick, Rovers. Wow, Legends are coming to play, Steven.
Yeah, that was their best chance of the game so far. They're really closing down here. And I think you're starting to see maybe a little bit of the fatigue of the defensive players of Rovers. They've been asked so much of this entire game. And right here, just a quick play down this right side, opening up multiple members, and look at that channel. That's not a channel. That is a valley in the defense where just not quite sending over. Center backs kind of having to float outside, and that's that back three with the holding midfield dropping back. That's not quite filling in all the gaps in Legends FC. They're going to town here.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. This is a UPSL team that's making their very first appearance, and they are really exciting to watch. I mean, the confidence in the pass. I mean, they're down 2-0 to a team that went to the semifinals of the playoffs last season, and you really wouldn't know it. I mean, this is really exciting to watch. Two teams who really want it. They're both going after it. Rodriguez tried to bring the ball down to his feet, just unsuccessful. He started running before he got the ball. Luke Cargill saw it. Austin Anderson saw it. They took advantage, but Rovers win the ball right back. Referee didn't like what he saw. Blows the whistle for a foul. Slows down the momentum just a little bit. Now let's see what Legends can do. They're going to reset with a free kick on the far side of the pitch, down 2-0 in the 60th minute. It looks like we're going to have another substitution here for Atlanta Rovers FC. Nazario and Bomio looks to be checking in here shortly. That is an attacking player. So you may see Carrillo, Rodriguez, or Daron exit this game.
Yeah, some of those previous attacks looked like Carrillo was walking a little bit, so I think his time might be done. I mean, like we said before, I mean, especially Carrillo has had a great game thus far. Has been really running those channels and providing opportunities where he's needed. So, you know, it should be a good send-off for him if he's the one that's coming out. Well-earned rest, I think. Is the
Absolutely. I was about to say,
use.
no shame in getting substituted in a game like this. Like I said, the score line is 2-0, but it has been completely back and forth. Coming up that left side, did they find enough space? They did not. Nice hesitation by Fletcher Clifford, allowing himself some space to find the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper finds Fletcher Clifford once again. And yeah, I heard you. That was close call. Goalkeepers, beware. Those mistakes are bound to happen. Just got to be careful. Donovan Wren. Nice through ball attempt from Wren. He had Dennis Cole on goal. Great defensive awareness by Modino Delane and Atlanta Rovers FC. They might be inexperienced playing together, McConan Clare, Josh Francombe, and Rennie Matthews, but you really can't tell. They've showed up this afternoon, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, really, they haven't made too many mistakes, and all the mistakes they have made have been covered up pretty quickly. I mean, I think some of the back passes to Verona, we need to be a little bit more careful with exactly where we place them, but outside of that, no real notes for him.
Clare played a long ball, trying to switch the field, and is successful. Rodriguez, a heavy touch, but he's inside the 18, and Rodriguez is going to foul. It will be a foul on Rodriguez. He pushed in the back. Free kick for Legends inside their own 18. I'm sure we'll get a replay on that. But that's, again, the pit bull does not want to stop. That was a little bit too much, though.
He had no right to that ball. He was between two members. There's zero chance he comes down with it, but he still does. I mean, look here. Literally, between two defenders, he somehow brings it down. He goes a little bit too far on the touch, and I don't know. He's one of the hardest working. He's not necessarily the fastest guy on the pitch, so takes a bit heavy of a touch. He's a little tired. It happens. But
and we see why he worked so hard on that last play, because his day is finished. Okay. Mbomio will check in for Rodriguez. And when you have that much firepower in your holster on the bench, why not rotate? You've got a long season. Remember, Alejandro scored 6 goals right out of the gate, first 4 weeks of the season in the fall, then got injured, and the entire season changed. I really appreciate NGP's substitution there. Look at Rodriguez doesn't like it. He knows that he can get more, but he's got to remember there's an entire 10-game season ahead of him.
Yeah, and I think it's not only good to protect your star players, but also getting that second man some more minute.
Yes. Oh, very dangerous from Matthews, but once again, mistakeless so far in 2023. There's Francombe coming up the midfield, closed down by Legends, able to sneak out was Francombe. Montero plays the ball back to Rennie Matthews, who's quickly closed down by Dennis Cole. Captain almost got a foot in there. Legends are not giving up. They have dropped back a lot. They're still going to play that defensive threshold right here, right across the middle, forcing Rovers to loop that ball over the top. But those two center forwards, Dennis Cole and Noah, those engines are not stopping. They're hungry, and they want to put some goals in the back of the net for their team. They deserve it. The way they played today, they shouldn't be down 2. It's just how good the Rovers are, Stephen.
They certainly are. I mean, they're comfortable playing in a wide variety of positions, so any adjustment that Legends are making, they're just not breaking them down as much as they need to.
Legends forced a mistake out of the Rovers. Rovers are able to win the ball right back. Croxon immediately dispossessed by Carrillo and Daron. Mbomio inside the 18. Closed down by Cancino. Mbomio just lost the ball at his feet, allowing Cancino to drop it back to his defensive teammate in a clearance from Legends. It will be a throw-in for Rovers. They're still inside the defensive third of Legends, so let's see what they can do. 64th minute. Rovers up 2-0. Can they find a third?
Yeah, they're going to be pressing. They're trying to find their way on, but...
Nice reception and turn from Montero. Lays it off to the right side. Ball's played in the box. Ball's bounced inside the 18. One-touch clearance by Donovan Wren. Right up through the middle, looking for Noah. Unsuccessful. McClare's going to put it... McCunnin's going to put it right back in the mixer. A nice one-handed save there. Looked like the ball just laid on his arm forever.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the one arm up like that, you do not have control of the ball unless you're like, oh, very nice ball through.
Noah lets it go through the feet of Claire. Claire turns around and gets himself back in possession quickly. And as you see, Sebastian Lopez has made his way out of the locker room. He is in street clothes. And unfortunately for Rovers fans and Nico Gonzalez-Perez, he is still limping. And a muscle injury first week of the season it's just not good news. It's unfortunate, Stephen.
It really isn't. And what's kind of worrying here is that there wasn't really one hit that I could point to as why he's limping now. It just seems like a bit of a usage injury, which could indicate a little bit longer of a recovery phase for him. Obviously, number one priority here is getting back in top shape. So if it takes him another week or two to get back there, I hope he takes it. But we're ready for him whenever he comes.
Well, we could have our answer as to why he wasn't on the roster in the Regional Cup final against Los Tigres. And maybe Nico thought he was ready. They thought, who knows? But if he is going to be out for some time, it is a very crucial loss for this Rovers team because one heck of a player is Sebastian Lopez. Quick recovery for you, my friend. Yeah, something to really point out. Lots of movement on Rovers bench. I mean, the entire bench is up, moving, getting warm, possibly going to check in. Steven, not a peep from Legends bench. So I'm wondering, and I'm kind of nervous, is this going to be a sign of things to come? As in, are they going to be completely dependent on 12 or even just 11 players all season?
I mean, it could be. What I'm looking from them here is Legends get really close on that last attempt, by the way. Phenomenal clearance by a phenomenal Superman punch coming out from the goalkeep on the side of Rovers. I think the coach is liking what he's seeing right now. The Legends are applying the pressure, and maybe we're going to see the cavalry come in later.
Corners played right at the 6. Volley attempt was there for Noriel Meneses. Just sailed over his foot, didn't get what he needed. Here come Rovers. Counterattack. Christopher Daron, one-on-one with Donovan Wren. Daron cuts it on the inside. Plays it across the middle, intercepted by Jimmy Cancino. But Montero was there to win the ball back for Rovers. Battling, fighting. Referee says play on. Rovers play the ball across the middle, cleared away from Legends. Shot on goal attempt, deflections! And it's going to be a goal kick for Legends FC as Montero gets up, has some words with the Legends player, and Legends FC will receive the first caution of the day. That will go to number 15, Jimmy Cancino. That hard foul on Sebastian Montero.
Yeah.
67 minutes in, Stephen. First yellow card of the season for Legends FC.
Yeah, no other way to look at it. That was just a silly foul coming
Yeah.
out from Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even believe he got the ball carrier. He got the man next to the ball carrier.
Well, and Sebastian is such a clean
Right.
player, and for him to watch him get frustrated immediately. That's he's.
I also have a little bit of something to say with the Rovers. This one there, it's just so many members turn to put their hands up that no one joins in the attack.
Great ball, almost found Puntansi. Great defensive play in there once again from Rovers, making it look easy in this second half. Nice playing from Noah. Won a free kick. Legends were trying to take it quickly. Figueroa Lopez stopped that immediately, trying to slow down some of this Legends momentum. Alex Fletcher Clifford drops the ball, and he's going to move into the 18 for another big body for this free kick. Ball's dumped right over the middle, inside the 18. Head on goal attempt, right into the mittens of Cameron Verona, who had his eyes on it the entire time.
Yeah.
Lays down on it, wastes some seconds. They're trying.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting close, and I think, a few more attempts, and they may finally put themselves on the board here in the UPSL, but not really a strong header, just barely a glancing hit. He had that all the way and never really in danger, so Rovers going to be happy with that. Oh.
Jair's going to want that back. I knew what he tried to do. You see the right winger. He was crashing down that left side. They're going to try and play a through ball. Unsuccessful. He immediately looked to the heavens and knew that's not what he wanted to do. Great player, man of the match in the semifinal contest in the Regional Cup. So another player, highlight player to watch here for Rovers. Looks like he's going to get another 90 minutes today, Stephen.
Yeah, it certainly can. And, I mean, this is definitely the part of the season where you need to make sure that your team is completely match fit, that not only are they able to run for the full 90 minutes, but they're able to keep their confidence and their composure for the full 90. So Rovers definitely are going to be putting their players through a few tests here. And
I really like the partnership that has been formed from the start of last season until now. The partnership between Montero and Figueroa Lopez is just fantastic. And we do have number 24 here for Rovers looking to check in.
yeah, it's 24-23, just going up one number there.
So Zachary Bacher will be checking in for Modinho Delane, who had the second goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, looking forward, and I mean, it's really interesting still to see Rovers making all these changes, but really nothing coming out of the side of Legends. But
well, a lot of players, Stephen, as the game has gone on, they have adapted. And it's just like the goalkeeper, Cameron Verona, the first half, a little shaky, but 162 saves, a 15-12-1 record from 2018 to 2020 at Piedmont College has really gotten himself back into this game.
yeah, I mean, he's been called upon a lot. I think we talked about this at the halftime, but if you looked at the total number of touches, Cameron's probably right up there with top 5 players who've touched the ball this game.
Yes.
So definitely
Hands and feet.
I mean, yeah, he's just been handling that ball all day long. So it's very good to have a goalkeeper who's confident, not only taking him out of the air, but taking him off the ground.
So we're going to have a free kick right in the middle of the park here for Legends. 71st minute. This could really put them back into the game. Low shot, deflection! Verona dives to his right. It looks like a routine, easy save, but it wasn't, especially when those balls are deflected, going at the pace that they go. Great save from Rovers goalkeeper. We just talked about him, and he just made us do good.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a pretty sneaky attempt there. You really don't expect a ball coming directly at goal from that distance.
That's why the deflection was scary.
Yeah, exactly. The second takes that little touch. If goalkeeper's not expecting it, he can kind of get stuck in one position. If it goes the other way, that could have been the first for Legends. They're doing the right thing to try to get onto the board. They just haven't found that moment of brilliance yet.
Nice ball. Daron switches fields. Just too many white shirts. It's going to be a foul right there on Manuel Carrillo. Looked like a frustration foul, and he will receive the first yellow card of the season for Atlanta Rovers FC. Manuel Carrillo, number 18. That was no doubt a frustration foul.
Yeah. It happens. I think he's been on the end of one too many, whole spirited tackle. And we're going to see right here, just trying to make it down this right side. He just can't keep the ball under him. He wants to be the hero, make the recovery. Oh, yeah, he just not only gets caught up in the feet of the defender, but he goes over top of it. It looks like he gets suplexed, basically, even though he's the one that basically started the move. And some more movement on the bench here.
Looks like we'll have another substitution for Rovers. And, you know, it's not just substituting and getting some bench players acclimated with this UPSL Georgia Premier Division. It's also tactics. He's probably taken off 4 minutes off the clock just from his substitutions alone, wasting time. I mean, it's smart coaching. 4 minutes is a stretch, but you know what I mean. Mbomio driving down the middle of the pitch, plays it out to the right side to Sebastian Montero. Little heavy touch for Sebastian. He's going to run it down, drop it back to number 3. Second half substitution. Nice move. Things are getting a little spicy over there in the far corner. Referee's there. He sees it. It will be a free kick for Rovers as they're having another substitution at the halfway line. And we will get that substitution. We'll let you know in just a second who will be exiting this contest.
Yeah, substitution number 4, and with that queued up, you can clearly see Rovers are not afraid to dig into that depth, and I think that really does concern me a little bit. We touched on it a little bit earlier. Legends not bringing absolutely anyone. What we're going to get, like a 5-man substitution in the 85th minute?
Yeah.
Like, we really bring on the cavalry, but it actually looks like the substitution is going to be delayed, at least until after. Oh.
Carrillo will check out. Manuel Carrillo will check out for Rovers, wasting as much time as he can. Rovers will restart, Stephen, with the free kick on the far side of the pitch, deep in this Legends territory, about 10 yards outside of the 18. There is a 2-man wall in front of this Rovers free kick and a lot of red jerseys at the far post. The ball's played in, and a goal, and it sails over the crossbar. Nazario Mbomio just got too much height, couldn't get it down in time. Goal kick, Legends.
Yeah, when you're trying to receive those crossing headers, the number one thing is you got to get over the ball.
Yeah.
You got to control where it goes, and unfortunately, he lets the ball control him. He's backpedaling, and when you're backpedaling, it's almost impossible to take control of where that shot goes. You see just backpedaling away from the defender.
Good call.
Can't get it down.
Right,
Loops over.
Great positioning.
Yeah.
Great positioning. And you'd argue great timing, just like you said.
Yeah.
When you're leaning back, it's kind of hard to get the ball to go down, but great positioning from the second half substitution, Nazario Mbomio. He was born in Equatorial Guinea, Africa, and made his way over to the States, went to Houston Community College before coming here to Atlanta, and now he is representing the Atlanta Rovers FC. He himself, Stephen, is a back-to-back Regional Cup champ.
Yeah, I mean, I think adds a different dimension to this front three. And Correa, interesting clearance.
Oh my gosh, Mbomio got in behind the defense. The flags have stayed down. Nazario Mbomio shot on goal! Nazario Mbomio makes it 3-0 Rovers FC. And he is in front of the bench celebrating with the boys. And that looks like the icing on the cake, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, that man's got ice run through his veins. Looking here at that initial through ball, I thought there may have been a shout for offsides, but beautifully timed run to not. But it's so easy when you've got the goalkeeper closing down on you, defender in your left pocket to scuff that shot. But he takes that last breath, takes that last step, and just places it perfectly right around the keeper. That's a beautiful third goal, and I think that's the one that's really going to be the backbreaker for Legends. Ooh.
Referee says play on. Here comes Noah. Nice through ball. Nice deflection there by Claire. If McCain and Claire did not get a foot on that, John Croxon was in for the Legends' first goal of the history of their UPSL season.
I want to also say fair play to the number 9. He did his best to avoid the goalkeeper there. It would have been very easy to follow through on him, especially with some of the frustrations, but appreciate that. But yeah, just can't quite get in the ball in time.
Steven, look at this battle out here between Dennis Cole and Sebastian Montero. You gotta love it. Speaking of battle, Noah just won that battle. Just picked the pocket of McKenna Clary, who was forced to commit a foul. Ball's put back in play. Legends. Captain Dennis Cole in possession, still battling Sebastian Montero. Jair Figueroa Lopez is joining the battle. It's going to be a throw-in Legends. And remember, just last night, Dennis Cole was in a bad car accident. Wasn't expected to play today. And by the looks of it, Steven, you can't tell that any car hit him last night because he is playing phenomenal today for Legends FC.
Yeah, he's certainly looking to be the difference maker.
Inside the 18, the ball's played across the middle. Cleared away by McKinnon Clare. The Belize International is able to get a foot in there for a crucial clearance, keeping Legends out of their 18. It's going to be a foul Rovers, free kick Legends, and the referee is right there to make sure nothing else gets out of control. Just a nice battle in the midfield. And then another substitution here for Rovers.
It's really a party on the bench. I mean, with that should be, I can't expect too much more. Here's the replay of that last play. Just loses control of the ball here in the midfield, and he wants the ball. Whenever you restrain your opponent's arms, it's always going to be called big free kick.
Ball's played in the far post. Legends almost had an opportunity to put one on the board, and the referee's going to point to the spot. The Legends have a penalty kick in the 78th minute with a chance to put one on the board. Wow, okay, they are trailing 3-0. Referee points to the spot. Legends FC have a chance to score their first ever goal here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division.
Yeah.
Check out the replay.
So watch this. There are two open men here for Legends. No. Okay, to be fair, what we cannot see is his back. So my guess is somebody on Rovers took those arms and extended them. That's what you cannot do, especially on a free kick defense like that. I'm going to make the assumption that's what happened. That's what makes sense to me. But I mean, the only thing that matters now is, there's no VAR, so here we go.
Dennis Cole with a chance to put the Legends on the board and with a chance to score their first ever goal here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Dennis Cole. And that's the bottom line because Dennis Cole said so. 3-1.
It's a captain's contribution, and when you have the PK like that, you just need to strike it cleanly. Well, here's that replay once again. Slow motion. Yeah, number 2, you saw that arm? That's what it was. That's a silly foul right there, and it puts Legends FC on the board.
The perfect year for the perfect player has come to an end. Rennie Matthews with the first mistake of his 2023, forcing a penalty kick and having the Legends find the back of the net for the first time today and the first time in their existence. 3-1, another substitution. Here's a replay on that penalty kick.
Yeah, it's just taken with confidence, completely sends the keeper the wrong way. Always follow the ball, never follow the eyes, and it just puts in the side netting. You can't ask for anything more. And well, I'm speaking of things we've been asking for. Here's finally some substitutions coming the way of Legends, and they may have the cavalry to try to chase this one back down.
Cancino will take a break. It might be the day for him as Saeed Rujana checks in for Legends. They are down 3-1 in the 80th minute. They have put the Rovers in response time for the first time in a long time. But here come the Rovers. Nice play from Mbomio. Rovers are inside the 18. Shot on goal. Near post shot and a great save. Forced in a corner by Leopoldo Gutierrez. Corner Rovers.
Talking about making a statement back the other way. Immediately, ball over the top to the left. Switch the play. 5 members on the right. You can tell Legends, they are chasing this game.
Yes.
They can smell blood in the water, but they got to be careful. Very interesting ninja back heel kick to try to get out. Doesn't quite go all the way. Finds the feet here on the right. It's just a driven shot, a little bit too centrally to make any sort of impact, but just enough to orient themselves the corner. And, I mean, we've been saying this whole time, sometimes chaos can be your friend. Just put that ball right in the center.
Yes.
Hope to get another one, and that would help shut Legends out of this game. But still, with 10 minutes left to play, we've seen weirder things happen.
Sebastian Montero, the San Jose, Costa Rican native. Left foot and swinger to the far post. Nazario Mbomio with the brace. Another set piece goal from Atlanta Rovers FC. They go up 4-1. What a game. What a player. He's got a brace, but you cannot take it away from Sebastian Montero with the assist from a corner. Rovers are up 4-1 in the 82nd minute, and it looks like they're running away with it, Steven.
Whoever the set piece coaches is, give him a raise. He's doing his job well here. Look at this ball loop through, and it's the goalkeeper coming out, caught in no man's land, can't meet the ball at the highest point. If you can't grab it out of the air, you got to drop back, and unfortunately for him, Atlanta Rovers were in the perfect position to capitalize, and That's a rough day for him. I mean, he's been called on quite a few times, but he's getting tired. It's getting late.
And speaking of the Devil, Sebastian Montero, the assistman himself, will be checking out. His day is finished. What a player he is. Played for Pumas UNAM in Mexico. Won the Interfiliales Championship in Mexico City. U19 for NASA here in Georgia. Won the SCCL Championship. Already mentioned national championship winner for Atletico Atlanta, and now back-to-back regional cup winner for Atlanta Rovers FC. And he's young, and he's only getting better, Steven.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine a team here for Rovers without their playmaking force in the midfield.
Yep.
He's going to be synonymous with the team this year. He's
100%,
got to be.
Yes. And just forming such a wonderful partnership, not just with Jair Figueroa Lopez, but you cannot count out the number 5 for Atlanta Rovers FC, Josh Francombe, playing in an unnatural position, playing as like a makeshift center back today, and in a number 6 position. What a player. Went to Riverwood High School here in Georgia, did Josh Francombe, and attempted Elon University. And get this, he has 6 caps for the Wales international team. One thing I love about this UPSL Georgia division, the different cultures. You know, Africa, England, America, Jamaica. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see this all coming together, and certainly having that experience.
Keeper's forced off the line. Nice save from Cameron. Routine.
It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you see the ball going over the head of your defender, but it's always a nice, comforting feeling when it's going to the feet of your goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
So it's where you want it to go.
Donovan Wren steps up, clears the ball away, but another immediate larger clearance from Rovers. Mbomio, he wants his hat trick. Referee didn't like the little niggle and the little pullback. Rovers disagree. Legends are going to put the ball down and play it quickly.
Yeah, my guess is that he just put his hands on the defender.
Great ball.
Great
Headed out. It's going to be a throw-in for Legends deep in the corner of Rovers. Time's a ticking. We're approaching the 85th minute. Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC 4-1. The UPSL Georgia Premier Division opening week. Good news for Rovers fans. If the score stays the way it is, they will finish week 1 at the top of the table, a place that I'm sure they're going to want to get extra comfy, but they better be careful not to get too comfy, because Atlanta United Academy, LGSA, Club the Strongest Atlanta, FC Birmingham are going to be looking to knock them off their perch. Mbomio came from an offside position, first one to touch the ball. Nice call by the assistant referee on the far side of the field. Rennie Matthews and Dennis Cole are getting a little scrappy out there. I'm sure Rennie is not happy with the perfection ending. Got to take it out on somebody, right?
Yeah, that's one where, as a defender, sometimes you just kind of want to bump shoulders with somebody after something like that happens. You really just got to let it out. Like we said, it was just a silly mistake, and he knows it.
A poor attempt at intimidation.
Yeah.
Capiche?
Something like that. Sometimes you gotta mark your territory.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what Sergio Ramos was famous for. He wasn't just a great defender. He let people know that he was on him. So
Exactly.
it's all mind games.
Ball's played in right at the top of the 18. Cleared away from Rovers. Going to be a throw in Legends. About 5 minutes, excuse me, 4 minutes plus stoppage, and there is going to be another substitution for Rovers. And this time it will be Montero's partner checking out, Jair Figueroa Lopez, another fantastic player and one to watch for this upcoming season. They play that upside-down triangle, like I said earlier. Francombe's going to be the anchor, and look for Figueroa Lopez and Montero to be that caboose and push everything up through the midfield.
I'd like to point something out with the substitution. With the 7th substitution of the game, there are only 4 members of the starting 11 left on this field for Rovers, so it shows you confidence they have in that bench.
Puntansi, he did win a corner. Corner Legends. Like to mention, if you're watching back home, we got some more thrillers coming to you next week. Week 2, Saturday, 1 p.m., Legends FC hosting Vinotinto Atlanta. Saturday at 2 p.m., Atlanta United Academy hosting Los Tigres. And this will be an in-swinging corner from the right side to the near post, flicked on by Legends, back to the corner taker. Nice defense from Rovers, and it will be an Atlanta Rovers FC goal kick. And back to week 2 action, we will have at 6 p.m. next Saturday, Dalton United taking on LGSA, Kalanji Pro Profile taking on Atlanta Rovers FC, and that's the one, Steven. That's the one I'm waiting for. I'm extremely excited about that. And, of course, to cap off the weekend, we will have North Georgia United hosting Atlanta City FC, another team coming up from Division I, making their premier debut. Putansi got Dennis to his right. He pulls it on the inside, finds Donovan Wren. Wren finds second half substitution, Saeed Rujana. Rujana looking for the ball once again. Nice defensive efforts there by McKinnon Clare. The Belize International has been all over the place tonight for Rovers. And a substitution coming onto the pitch for Legends FC will be number 24, Chris Loomis, making his UPSL Georgia Premier Division debut. He will be checking in for what it looks to be number 37, Austin Anderson, who had quite the assignment today in that defense for Legends, battling that offensive attack from Rovers FC. And like we said, it's just as the game went on, there just wasn't enough for Legends to hang on, Steven.
Yeah, I'm a bit curious as to why the substitution took so long to come on. I feel like you really needed something around that 60th, 65th minute to help reinvigorate the side. Rovers, they were getting the relief force they needed, but Legends, I mean, they have confidence in their starting 11. That's great, but you need to find someone in that roster who can be your ace up your sleeve when you need him the most.
Ball switched way over to the left side of the field. There's a battle down here in the corner right here in front of us. Ball's played across the middle. Legends stepped in and get a clearance on it. The Rovers are right back in the mix. Ball's played out to the right side. Ball's played at the top of the 18. Frank Holm. Lots of space in the midfield. He's going to switch fields, finds the feet of his captain, McKinnon Clare. Nice turn by Bacher. Beats Putansi. Ball's played across the middle to the far post. And coming off his line, making another good save, was Leopoldo Gutierrez. And Steven, to piggyback off what we were saying, to put in a nutshell what you were saying is depth. If you want to compete in any sport in the world, if you don't have depth, you're really not going to go far.
Yeah, it's a difference between playing a match and playing a season.
Yes.
You need to be flexible.
Good.
And one thing I got to say, I'll point this out because that really was what enabled the last play. Number 22 is gassed on Legends.
Okay.
He is barely trying to fit after this ball, and this is where you need somebody to come in and help your man out. That's a fullback who's been running this whole game, and like those last few touches, you could tell he's just not got anything left in the tank.
We have entered stoppage time, which there will be 3 minutes of. 3 minutes of stoppage time added on. Live from Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium, Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Legends FC, making their UPSL Georgia debut 4-1. First half was just fantastic, Steven, and it's just been an onslaught in the latter part of the second half for Rovers. And Dennis Cole just a bit offside. He was in behind that defense, and the finish hits off the post anyways. And that just sums up the second half for Legends, Steven.
It really does. I don't think I got to put it any better than that. Just not enough. I mean, I think this is really the story of Legends so far of this game. We were really impressed with how they came back, but what they brought forward, they did their homework clearly, but what they brought to the match in preparation, they've really lacked in adaptability. And that's the thing. Like we said, what's the difference between a match and in a season? Adaptability is right up there alongside depth. So curious to see how they develop, but potential,
yes,
I think, is the biggest word I'd walk away from today with them. It's not quite realized yet, but it's there.
Long ball up through the middle. Can they find a fifth? Keeper comes out, gets a crucial clearance before Rovers are able to find that fifth. Rujana, just a bit too late. He hesitated for a long 2 seconds there. Legends in possession on the far side of the field. Hospital ball right to the feet of Josh Francombe. And they're going to try and start one more counterattack. Mbomio, he wants that hat trick. His engine is burning. But he was beaten to it by Alex Fletcher-Clifford, who puts it back to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper finds Luke Cargill, who brings it up the pitch, plays it up the left. Looking for Noah. Rennie Matthews is there to drop it back to Verona. Verona needs to be careful.
That was awkward. He realized the pressure's on. I mean, there's 6 seconds left in this game. Just clear it. But, I mean, better than going into your net. But
heavy touch there from Noah. He puts his hands on his head immediately. And that may be the last play of the game, as the Rovers will set up for a goal kick. I'd like to thank everybody who came out today to watch Atlanta Rovers FC versus Legends FC. Thank you for coming out supporting your clubs. We got 9 more weeks. Look forward to seeing everybody next week. Stay tuned to the Atlantic Soccer Media Group's social media channels for our games of the week next week. I've got my money on Kalunchi Pro Profile versus Atlanta Rovers FC. That's the one I am waiting for. Since the schedule was released, that's the one I really wanted to see.
yeah, I mean, we really haven't been able to take a good look at Kalunchi for some time, and now being able to get that return to form alongside Rovers, that's sure to be a great match.
They recently played a friendly against Atlanta United 2 and took a 3-0 loss. Let's see how they carry that into opening week today. And that will do it for week 1 here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division, as the final whistle has been blown here at Heinz Ward Field and Terra Stadium. Atlanta Rovers FC defeating Legends FC 4-1. And it was really a tale of two halves, Stephen. First half, 50-50, back and forth, phenomenal defense, phenomenal movement from Legends FC. Rovers just unable to break down that back line. And the second half, partner, just an onslaught of goals from the home team.
Legends, their opening move, brilliant. First 30 minutes, phenomenal. They didn't even let Rovers find a goal from open play. It was a corner kick, set piece that opened up the scoring. But it was when they came back, when Rovers brought the reinforcements in. 7 out of 11 players got swapped out, and Legends really didn't have an answer. So I think they're going to be going back to the drawing board and really figuring out, how do we utilize our bench? How can we make those adaptations? But like I said, the foundation is there. But now we need to figure out, how do we evolve from that, not only over the course of the game, but over the course of the season. So they're a team to keep your eyes up for sure. My guess, long term, it's going to be tricky for them to make it into this playoff race, but I think that's where their goal's got to be. They're looking to really start breaking in and wet their feet against the top tier of competition. But, hey, this is just match week 1. We still got quite a few rounds to go, and certainly a lot can change in a very short amount of time.
We went to the halftime break, scoreless at 0. Opening up the scoring line in the second half, Alejandro Rodriguez for Rovers. Nazario Mbomio added 2. Dennis Cole from the penalty spot added 1 for Legends FC. That's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. From Heinz Ward Field, Terra Stadium, we'll leave tonight with Atlanta Rovers FC defeating Legends FC 4-1. For Atlantic Soccer Media Group, I am Drew Dickinson. He is Stephen Johnson. We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.